sa mga naghahanap ng passive income, particularly dividend income, bibigyan ko kayo ng 10 investments na pwede nyo lagyan ng pera para magkaroon kayo ng passive income. Sa karamihan ng tao, talagang passive income ang ultimate goal. For most people, this is really the ultimate source of cash. And it's money working for you in the best possible way. Kasi, syempre, yung active income, kailangan natin magtrabaho para kumita. But passive income, we earn money while we sleep. Fortunately, there are many sources of passive income. Kung ikaw ay isang composer, then you probably receive royalty income or royalty payments. The same with if you're a writer, if you wrote a book, you receive royalty payments. And that's passive income kasi wala ka nang kailangang gawin after mo matapos yung kanta o yung libro, and you'll just receive regular dividends. If you own a rental property, that's also another form of passive income kasi yung lease payments that will just come to you monthly and wala ka nang kailangang ibang gawin. But in any case, lalo na kung rental property, minsan kailangan mo ng property management. But for the most part, I would say it is a semi-passive source of income. However, not everyone has the talent to compose music or write books for royalty income, or we're too busy to manage a real estate rental business. Naku, totoo yan. Meron akong kaibigan na meron siyang 2 condo unit na pinaparent. A good part of his free time is spent on managing the property kasi may nasisira, so pinapagawa niya. Kapag nababakante, naghahanap siya ng tenant, etc. So, in these cases, our best source of passive income would be dividend income. Okay? So, ano ba tong dividend income na to? What is dividend income? Dividend income is money paid out from the profits of a corporation to the stockholders. This means you're a part owner of a business and you earn a portion of that company's profits. This income can be a fixed percentage or a variable amount, which depends on the performance of the company. It can be given at regular intervals, usually quarterly, or at a random schedule as decided by the company. For an individual, putting money in a dividend-paying investment is the easiest and fastest way to create passive income for themselves. And I am happy to share with you itong 10 investments na nagbibigay ng passive dividend income. The first type of investment is private equity. Basically, this means becoming a silent partner in a business. An example would be how I provided my cousin seed capital to start her business in exchange for 10% of her company. I let her run the business on her own, and every month, she would give me 10% of the net profit, which is the dividend income. This arrangement goes on as far as the business is running or if she decides to buy my shares. And basically, ito yung makikipag joint venture ka, JV, or becoming an investor in a business. Kung may kakilala ka, may kaibigan ka na gusto magnegosyo, kailangan ng kapital, that is a good opportunity to earn passive income. Basta maayos ang usapan, merong mga documents, may mga pipirmahan kayo para malinaw lahat. And yung private equity, this is not available for everyone. Siyempre, hindi naman tayo lahat may kaibigan or kakilala na pwede tayong bumakas sa negosyo. But we can always go to the stock market, which is our second type of investment, which are dividend-paying stocks. If you don't know anyone willing to take you in as a silent partner for their business, then you can just go to the stock market and invest in companies that give out regular dividends. For long term, syempre gusto natin matagal tayo naka-invest para maraming dividends tayo na ma-receive. However, syempre sa stock market, volatile yung prices ng mga companies. That's why I recommend or it is a good idea to invest in blue chip stocks that give out regular dividends. And among them, in recent years, ang mga matataas magbigay na dividends na blue chip companies are DMCI, PLDT, and Meralco. So you can consider these, or you can actually research, do your own research, and see if you can find better yung mga stable but growth companies in the stock market. Please note that These are common shares and dividend payments are not guaranteed. There can be years when they don't pay anything at all. Lalo na ng pandemic, a lot of these dividend-paying companies didn't give out dividends because times were hard, business is slow, so hindi nag-give out ng dividends. But a good number of them have already started giving out dividends again because the economy is recovering. Their business is now at their pre-pandemic levels. So, enjoy na ulit yung may mga dividend-paying stocks. This would require a little bit of research at the start. Look at historical performance, look at the historical dividend payouts, and if it's okay with you, yung rate na binibigay nila, then definitely this is a good consideration for passive income. Plus, you also earn from price appreciation of the company shares. Kung gusto nyo yung mas sigurado yung dividends, then you can check out yung ating third option, which are preferred shares. If you prefer getting a fixed income, then you can invest in preferred shares in the Philippine stock market instead. These companies often have preferred or pref in their description. Among those that paid the highest dividends in recent years are Petron Corp Perpetual Pref Series 2A, 2B. So, ang stock code niyan ay PRF2A at saka PRF2B. Leisure and Resorts World Corp Pref, which is LRP, and San Miguel Corp Series 2-C Pref or SMC2C. Available din tong mga shares na to sa inyong stockbroker. If you can see them, you can probably contact their customer service. Disadvantage lang in buying preferred shares, hindi siya madaling ibenta if you want to liquidate the shares. It's important to remember that preferred shares are not as easy to sell as common shares in case you need to dispose of and liquidate them. Number 4, which has grown in popularity in recent years, is yung REITs. REITs are investments that allow you to earn from large-scale properties without having to put out a lot of money. It's like buying a small portion of the rental property business. They provide regular income as the law requires them to pay out 90% of their earnings in the form of cash dividends. You can invest in REITs through the stock market also. Kaya importante meron ka ng stock market account niyan. Maraming mga investments na mami-miss out ka kung wala kang stock market account. Okay? The first one that launched in the Philippines was A-REIT, yung REIT ng Ayala Land. Full disclosure, ano ba yung mga REITs ko? Meron akong A-REIT and C-REIT. Sa REITs, sigurado ang dividends dahil they are mandated by law to give out quarterly dividends. So, if you want passive income, REITs is a good consideration. Number 5 is condotel investing. A real estate rental property often doesn't provide passive income because as the owner, you need to find tenants. You need to maintain the property and file taxes, among other things. If you're looking for a purely passive real estate rental business, then you should consider investing in condotels. Unlike REITs, you're getting a titled property, as in bibilhin mo yung property, while a company handles all the business operations. Plus, you'll earn regular dividends regardless if someone stayed in your unit or not. So, may mga real estate developers na ito yung ginagawa nilang business model. Magtatayo sila ng condo unit or parang hotel type na condominium. Ibebenta nila yung mga units nun. Pero may certain floors or mga rooms na ipaparent out nila either as a hotel na per day or short-term or long-term lease. And ikaw, as the unit owner, you earn rental. Pero hindi kailangan magstay dun sa room mo. So, for example, meron kang condotel na 20 floors, tapos yung hanggang 10th floor and below, naka-hotel unit type yung mga rooms. So, if you buy a room dun sa 10th floor or below, technically, hindi ka pwede magstay dun sa room mo na binili kasi part siya ng hotel business. You can get certain number of days. You can stay there for free for 10 days, a year, ganyan. But for the rest of the year, it will be operated as a hotel. Tapos, yung buong kita ng hotel, it will be given out as dividends to everyone who owns a unit there. Tapos, dun sa 11th floor and up, kung gusto mo dun bumili, yun yung pwede mong tirhan. Or, if you choose na ipa-rent ng long term yung unit na binili mo dun sa upper floors, pwede mo rin ipasa dun sa Condotel admin na itong nasa 15th floor, gusto ko siyang ipa-rent yung mga tenant na yearly. At sila na rin yung maghahanap ng tenant sa'yo, mag-aasikaso, etc. So, purely passive income siya, less time that you need to invest in managing the business. It's no longer a real estate business per se, but a rental investment. Ang disadvantage lang nitong type of investment na to is bibili ka ng property. So you need to have the capital to buy a property, or you need to have a good credit score so that you'll be approved for a loan to buy the property. Isang tip ko lang dito is to research yung real estate property developer. Huwag kayo basta-basta mag-i-invest sa Condotel na basta in-offer lang sa'yo. Do some due diligence dun sa company. Look at their past projects. Kung kamusta na ba yung mga nauna nilang projects dati, okay ba sila? Wala bang problema dun sa operations? Regular ba na nababayaran yung dividends ng mga unit owners? So, do your research first before investing in a Condotel unit. This is a slowly growing industry in the real estate market in the Philippines. I've seen 2 companies already na nag-ooperate ng ganitong business model. Number 6 is the very popular Pag-ibig MP2. The MP2 Savings Program is a voluntary savings program for members who wish to save more and earn higher dividends than the regular Pag-ibig Savings Program. Sa mga hindi pa nakakaalam kung anong Pag-ibig MP2, mag-research na kayo nito. Take some time to learn about this and open an account, because sa mga existing Pag-ibig MP2 investors, wala pa akong nami-meet na nag-regret sa paglalagay ng pera dito. So, put money in Pag-ibig MP2, especially if you have money that you can afford to invest for at least 5 years. Kasi yun lang yung nakikita kong disadvantage sa kanya eh. In any case, sa panahon ngayon, I think if we're preparing for retirement, then this is a good place to put your retirement fund. Yung Pag-ibig MP2, this is open to all active Pag-ibig Fund members and also open to former Pag-ibig Fund members with a monthly source of income, including pensioners, regardless of age. Number 7 are cooperatives. Cooperatives also provide a way to earn regular dividend income. You can enjoy other benefits that the cooperative might provide to its members. Ito yung medyo kailangan lang ng effort kasi some cooperatives are not available nationwide. So first look into your area or location, into your city or barangay if there are cooperatives there that you can invest in. Actually, invest is a loose term. You're actually signing up as a member of the cooperative, and then there are benefits as a member aside from the usual access to training or access to the network, access to loan facilities. Sometimes they also provide opportunities to earn money through investments. And depende na kung ano yung main source of income or ano yung business ng cooperative. Some cooperatives, they franchise businesses. And if you invest there, you will earn dividend income, passive income from the profits of the cooperative's business. Make sure that they are legally registered with the CDA or the Cooperative Development Authority. Yan lang yung due diligence sa kailangan yung gawin. Kasi maraming mga cooperatives na nag-ooperate pero hindi naman pala sila licensed or registered sa CDAs. You can always ask yung mga current members kung ano yung experience nila with the cooperative, kung okay ba, kung regular ba magbayad, etc. One last tip, the older the cooperative, the better. Kung operating na yan for 10 years or more, yan yung mas pipiliin ko. Yung mga very old cooperatives, yung mga 20 years, 30 years operating na, nako, yan ang mga magandang lagyan ng pera. Number 8 is Savings and Loans Association, which is pinsan or kapatid ng mga cooperatives. There are savings and loans associations that exist in your area. You might just be ignoring them. These are private, non-stock, and non-profit corporations that operate like a bank. Pero hindi sila bangko, no? They just operate like a bank. They provide loans to their members, but more importantly, they provide a saving facility where you can earn regular dividends. Kaya siya savings and loans association kasi maglalagay ka ng pera for yourself as savings. Ngayon yung pera na sinave mo sa kanila, yun ngayon yung ginagamit nilang pautang doon sa mga nag-a-apply ng loan. And ikaw mismo, meron kang access doon sa loan. Kung kailangan mo ng pera, pwede kang mag-loan. So, for example, yung loan ay babayaran ng humiram ng 6%. Usually, ikaw, as one of the people who put in money there, you can probably earn 5%. Parang ganyan, no? So, it's like a bank, but it's not really registered as a bank. However, they still have their licenses with the SEC, with the BSP, etc. So, isang magandang example dito is a group or a community that I have been working with for the past several years, which is yung AppsLY. So, the Armed Forces and Police Savings and Loans Association is supervised by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas and one of the leading providers of financial products to the armed forces. So, kung meron kang first degree na kamag-anak na nasa armed forces, either police or bombero or army, navy, air force, etc., ask them kung mina-maximize ba nila yung AppsLY na capital contribution. Eh? Kasi talagang ang laki ng binibigay niyan. The last rate that I've heard, they gave out 18% dividend rate for the past year. No, that was the last figure that I can remember na binigay. So, sayang. Meron kasing cap. No, hindi mo pwedeng ilagay yung lahat ng pera mo sa AppsLY, for example. And itong Savings and Loans Association, to manage yung pera, yung influx ng pera, kasi ang pangit naman na puro pera pero wala naglo-loan. So, they try to balance out the two. Kung medyo marami naglo-loan, that's when they try to get more capital. But most of them, if not all, merong cap. No? So, for example, hanggang 3 million lang pwede mo ilagay. But in any case, you will earn very high dividend rates sa mga Savings and Loans Association. Number 9 is bonds. And strictly speaking, the money you earn from bonds is interest rates. Okay? But I'm including it in this list because government bonds and some corporate bonds in the Philippines refer to these interest payments as dividends. Bonds are also called fixed income investments and they're relatively safer than stock market and real estate investments, which provide regular cash flow for you. So pag nag-invest ka sa bonds, corporate bonds, government bonds, or yung retail treasury bonds, sure din yung dividend mo. Meron kang guaranteed cash flow, pero wala kang price appreciation. It's more conservative than the stock market. So kung kinakabahan ka sa volatility ng stock market, then investing in bonds would be my recommended choice of investment for you. However, yung mga government bonds at saka mga corporate bonds, hindi ganun kataas yung rate na ibibigay. Usually mga 5% per annum or mga pinakamataas ko na nakita is 7%. But it's around that figure only. However, if you're a conservative investor, you don't have a high requirement sa iyong growth ng investment, then bonds will be a good choice. Which is pinsan nung ating number 10, yung fixed income funds. So number 10 ay mga mutual funds na to or mga unit investment trust funds that actually give out dividends. So instead of investing in specific bonds, you can just buy shares of pooled funds like UITF or mutual fund that give out regular dividends. They are often called fixed income funds because a large part of their portfolio are in bonds, but some also invest in dividend-paying stocks. So, bibili ka ng shares ng mutual fund or UITF and every time na magbibigay ng dividends yung mga bonds and stocks na nasa portfolio niya, the fund manager distributes those dividends among the shareholders. Take note that not all fixed income funds do this. There are a few that do give out dividends. So make sure to look at the fund prospectus and even ask the fund distributor kung ano ba yung dividend-paying funds na available sa kanila. Where do you invest? Meron tayong 10 sinabi. Alin doon sa mga yun maganda mag-invest? The answer, as always, depends on your financial goals. Determine which among them can give you the amount of cash flow that you need after considering the amount you can invest and your risk tolerance. Also consider convenience because investing should be a habit and you'll be more motivated to invest regularly where it is easy and accessible to you. Depende sa financial goals, depende sa resources natin, depende sa risk tolerance, but also depende sa convenience. Doon tayo sa madaling puntahan or madaling mag-invest para hindi tayo tatamarin mag-invest. Those are the 10 Philippine investments for passive dividend income.